Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. Tanzania to evaluate its business and investment influence. Corruption fight in limbo as stakeholders meet.
Whether we like it or not, corruption is the single most ingredient that is an inroad to our development.
Tanzania crushes Guinea's AFCON 2025 hopes. Good evening, I am Teddy Imparinyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa expects to launch an independent and comprehensive 5-year business and investment environment evaluation plan. Speaking in Arusha, Minister of State President's Office, Planning and Investment, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, says the plan aims at analyzing the business environment in the country and aligns the reforms and steps to improve the business and investment environment in the country. Furthermore, the Prime Minister is expected to launch the State of Investment Report in the country for the year 2023, as well as the guidelines for special economic zones establishments and operations.
We undertook an assessment exercise to check on the impact of these reforms. So tomorrow, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Kassim Majaliwa, will be launching a special report which is containing the findings of the impact assessment of the blueprint that I've referred to. So that is what I've been referring here. And this particular session will be attended by various stakeholders from the government and the private sector. It will be held in Dar es Salaam.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, Dr. Tbcnews, has ordered the Rural Electricity Agency, REA, to install electricity in all the areas of Msimbati, Madimba, and Songo localities that are not connected to the service before December this year. Tbcnews has issued the directive when handing over the license for the development of the Ntoria gas discovery area in the Nangurue area of the Mtwara region. Here's a report by Martina Ngulubi, read by Faidangaga.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Energy, Dr. Tbcnews, arrives in Mtwara for his official working visit. One of the main agendas is to hand over license for development of the discovered natural gas at the Nangurue area in Mtwara.
We really have great expectations with this word in aspects such as electricity supply, water supply, and other areas which will be beneficial in our lives.
I never expected for this to happen to us, but it did. We are going to increase gas production in the country, and this shall lead to the growth of the economy and also the availability of electricity.
Speaking at Nangurue Ward after handing over the license, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Energy, Dr. Tbcnews, gives instructions to the Rural Energy Agency, REA.
You should make sure there is electricity supply in the whole of Msimbati by December this year. Songo shall be connected to electricity supply by the 31st of October this year. We want to ensure that people of Songo get electricity.
Then he issues further directives to the directors of all councils in Lindi and Mtwara regions.
Council executive directors should direct the service levies to the citizens.
The natural gas project in the Ntoria Nangurue area has 2 wells that will be able to produce 40 million cubic feet of gas per day with a cost of $100 million, equal to 274 billion shillings.
Tanzania is hosting Integrity Forum 2024, which has been organized by the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption Center, ROLAC, in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and University of Iringa. Speaking during the forum, the Vice Chancellor of the Iringa University, who is also the former Director General of the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau, PCCB, Dr. Edward Osea, insists the forum is key as corruption is one of the determining factors to development. Kingu attended the forum and has prepared the following report.
As Tanzania prepares for the local government elections this year in November and the general elections next year in 2025, Vice-Chancellor of the Iringa University, who is also the former Director General of the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau, PCCB, Professor Edward Hosea, highlights why the forum is timely for Tanzania.
Whether we like it or not, corruption is the single most ingredient that is an inroad to our development. We don't develop because of corruption. We don't make progress because of corruption. If we are not honestly, actively addressing corruption, we'll continue to suffer and the poverty will continue to deepen.
He further explains why he thinks Africa is not winning.
Africa is not winning at all because we have not addressed the issue of corruption deeply and adequately.
Earlier, the president of the Africa Court on Human and People's Rights, Lady Justice Iman Aboud, says Africa loses up to $6 billion every year due to illicit financial flows.
The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development estimates that Africa loses losses of up to $60 billion annually due to illicit financial flows, a stark reminder of the scale of the problem.
Some of the participants remain positive that the forum may steer fundamental changes to the National Anti-Corruption Strategy and Action Plan.
We expect a lot of things. We expect people to be aware of the effects of corruption. This is because corruption affects many other things like the human rights, because a country which is corrupt, a continent which is corrupt, that means there will be no development.
So I can say we really need to fight corruption at all levels. If women are just been given the chances and they can make changes, responsibility, transparency, they just lead. It's good for women to also have different aspect of issues to fight corruption.
This couldn't have come at a better time than this, because as we know, corruption has become a cancer to many countries. It is eating up the moral fabric of society. And as indexes show, there are so many countries that are grappling with this problem. So many funds are being squandered, are being stolen. And this has come to the detriment of the poor people.
The two-day Tanzania Integrity Forum is expected to end tomorrow with Anti-Corruption Excellence Awards to honor countries, individuals, or institutions who have contributed positively to the global campaign against corruption. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Kingu, Tbcnews.
Deputy Resident Representative of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, Muyeye Chambwera, calls on eligible startups and SMEs to apply for funding designed to support Tanzanian startups that are beyond ideation but require funding to scale their impact-driven ventures. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, Chambwera says this year the Fungu program, which is under UNDP, has allocated 1.4 billion Tanzanian shillings, focusing on empowering female startup founders. And with a new formed alliance with the Mbeju program, they are set to change trajectory of the startup financing in Tanzania. Paithangaga reports.
As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together.
This third call for funding comes with a different tune. This time around, the Fungu Innovation Program, co-funded by the European Union, has formed an alliance with the Mbeju program to significantly enhance the opportunities available to Tanzanian startups and innovative small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. This strategic collaboration aims to blend the non-refundable grants provided by the European Union and the reimbursable grants provided through the Mbeju program, creating a powerful synergy to empower entrepreneurs.
It is therefore my great pleasure to welcome you all to this launch of the third Funguo call for funding applications whose design is based on and also whose success depends on partnerships among players who have a common agenda towards the sustainable development of Tanzania and who especially believe that the country has what it takes to develop the solutions that Tanzania needs.
On the other hand, the European Union ambassador to Tanzania, Christine Grew, urges innovators and entrepreneurs to ensure that the funding that will be provided to them in the near future mature and create sustainable businesses, a statement that is echoed by the managing director of CRDB Bank Foundation, Tuli Mwambapa.
As you're very much aware, as development partners, we can kickstart a process and we can provide grants to promising, upcoming and innovative businesses. But in the long run, these funding opportunities need to mature into repayable grants for viable business to grow sustainable. So please take advantage of this opportunity which is coming to you.
We have designed to empower youth and women by providing them with soft loans that help them to scale their businesses, as well as provide them exposure outside the country for market as well as for investors.
The Deputy Minister of State, President's Office, Planning and Investment, Amos Nungu, reaffirmed the government's commitment and fostering an enabling environment for business and develop a dynamic private sector that can create jobs and promote economic diversification.
Let me conclude by reaffirming that the government of Tanzania, under the leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the 6th President of the United Republic of Tanzania, remains steadfast in its commitment to fostering and enabling environment for business, especially startups and early-stage businesses.
Since its inception, Fungu program has invested over 3.8 billion Tanzanian shillings in 43 ventures, contributing to the creation and sustainability of over 4,000 direct and indirect jobs for Tanzanian youth. The program's mission is to increase the number of successfully scaled innovation ventures that contribute to Tanzania's sustainable development goals. Faida Ngaga, TBC News.
The Director General of the Tanzania Commissioner for Science and Technology, COSTECH, Dr. Amos Nungu, says the number of young girls participating in the technology mentorship programs organized by his commission in collaboration with development stakeholders has been declining. He made the remarks during the launch of KUZA Female Technology Program, which targets to provide mentorship for young girls aged between 15 to 20 years. Peter Mganga has more details.
UNESCO estimates that only around 35% of all students enrolled in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM-related fields are female. Closing the gap in science is also crucial for achieving the UN's Sustainable Development Goals and attaining the 2030 Agenda to leave no one behind. Here, the Director General of Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, Dr. Amos Nungu, explains how his commission plays a crucial role to motivate young girls in the field of science and technology.
We have agreed with the UNICEF to start with the Dar es Salaam region for this year, and the next year we're going to expand it based on what you have seen as the outcome from this year. Last year, we received 180 applications. So all of them, they went through mentorship program. We work together with the NGOs to reach out to these young girls.
On the other hand, some of the young girls who attended the launching ceremony of the KUZA Female Mentorship Program praised the contribution of development stakeholders towards technology field, urging young girls to apply for the program.
COSTECH does very fantastic things for young ladies. It connects ladies with the right network they need, and it also gives the market, and it also provides the mentorship to the ladies that are doing their stuff.
Kuza Female Mentorship Program welcomes applications from Tanzanian young girls from September to the end of October 2024, where the selected ones will get a chance to be mentored along with developing and shaping their initiatives as part of solving community challenges. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
Less than 30% of children diagnosed with cancer from lower and middle income countries are brought to official treatment in hospitals, resulting to some failing to fully recover due to the delay of tests and treatment. Speaking in Dar es Salaam earlier today, the radiation oncologist of Ocean Road, Dr. Sikudhani Muya, says most cases of children aged 0 to 14 years are found to be diagnosed with leukemia, brain and central nervous system tumor types of cancer triggered by genetics or environmental hazards.
Looking at the age from 0 to 14, the commonest cancer you'll find the leukemias, Wilms tumor, and some brain cancers. And in the age from 14 to 21, you have the epithelial cancers. You have the mostly the lymphomas. You have your sarcoma, the rhabdomyosarcoma, the Ewing sarcoma, osteosarcoma, the bone cancers. Of course, the brain tumor also, they can also get them.
Furthermore, she urges women to undergo regular checkups, especially before pregnancy, to determine whether the mother has genetic mutation that may lead to cancer.
The main thing that we are talking about here on pediatric cancer is mainly in genetics. So there are a lot of genetic mutations that happens in adults that it might pass through the pediatrics. There is environmental factors. There is also the maternal smoking, whether it's mother or father, whoever that is smoking, sometimes they can cause cancer to pediatrics. If you have planning to have kids, then you have to check. There's a lot of tests that can be done to the mother, of course, and the father as well, before planning to be parent. So there are tests that you need to do, especially for women's. And if immediately that you are diagnosed to have to be pregnant, there are tests that you also need to do so that you be sure that there are specific things that they might cause later cancer to the pediatric.
According to Muhimbili Pediatric Cancer Center, children diagnosed with cancer in 2023-2024 are estimated to be 800 to 900 per year, and the number is increasing every year. The University of Dar es Salaam has allocated $47.5 million for the implementation of the Higher Education for Economic Transformation HEAT project for a period of 5 years from 2021 to 2026, prioritizing 8 projects whose implementation has started in 2022. Speaking earlier today about it, the Deputy Minister for Education, Omari Kipanga, says the University of Dar es Salaam has received the funds from the government aiming to improve education system in the country.
We thank the government for continuing to allocate funds to improve the infrastructure for ongoing construction, to improve good teaching system for teachers and students to have good place to get the right training that will be compatible with the improvement of technology.
On the other hand, the coordinator of the project, Professor Bernadetta Killian, who is also Associate Professor of Political Science, University of Dar es Salaam, says that the project will enable students to be equipped with relevant skills for the current labor market.
The HEAT project involves reviewing the curriculum to make sure that we are in line with the labor market in order to prepare graduates to fit the labor market. And also we have reviewed the curriculums and had a discussion with TCU to make them fit with the current technology change.
The University of Dar es Salaam, through the HEAT project, is building an engineering and technology center, IT center buildings, and a school of environmental sciences and fishing technology. Some Kigoma residents have praised the ongoing construction of the Tanzania Institute of Accountancy TIA campus in the region. Speaking to TBC, the residents say they are delighted as the project has offered employment opportunities and will be a professional game changer for the youth in Kigoma. Abdulatif Said has more details.
This is Kamala, where construction is under the way, involving the infrastructure of TIA campus buildings. This campus is one of 8 in the country, and its construction is progressing satisfactorily.
We expect to complete the buildings, which will have 5 different sections. First, we'll have classroom, a computer lab, a library, and offices that will accommodate more than 100 employees.
It is said that the completion of this campus in Kigoma will boost the institution's performance and open various opportunities for the local residents.
It is our hope that once over 3,000 students enter this area, the local residents will continue to benefit even more. Those students who won't find houses to rent on campus will seek rentals in nearby areas, creating a housing demand for the locals. Additionally, there will be other opportunities like food businesses, as vendors will find a market for the students attending our accounting institute.
This is part of the government efforts to ensure that young people benefit from the access to higher learning education.
We are present in every region. Regarding the Western region, we are here in Kigoma, and we also serve Katavi, Rukwa, Kigoma itself, and Kagera. Therefore, young people can expect to access education services closer to home, unlike before when they had to travel far. Moreover, we are planning to attract students from neighboring countries that have joined the East African community, such as Congo, Burundi, and Rwanda.
The construction of this is a lifeline for the locals, providing them with economic empowerment.
Overall, this project has helped us a lot, especially for those of us living in the Kamala area. It has supported us in meeting smaller needs, such as school fees and farming.
The money I earn here helps me meet small everyday needs. For example, when there are problems at home, the work I do here allows me to earn and solve these challenges.
As the construction continues, many in Kigoma look forward to the opportunities and growth this institution will bring to the region. Abdulatif Saidi, TBC Kigoma.
And before we wind up our local news tonight, let us take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news as compiled and read by Lulua Mohammed.
U.S. presidential candidates Donald Trump of the Republican and Vice President Kamala Harris of the Democrats are expected to compete in the first debate for the U.S. presidential seat. The debate will be held through the National Constitution Center, NCC, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on Wednesday, and it is said to attract many people in the world, including political analysts. The 90-minute debate will show an image of the direction of the election that is expected to be held on November 5 this year. And the death toll continues to rise in Algeria and Morocco following deadly flooding caused by torrential rains. More than 20 people have died and dozens others are missing in both countries after floods swamped villages in the normally arid region. In Morocco, homes were destroyed and infrastructure, including roads, electricity, water supply, and phone networks were damaged. Officials say the 2 days of storms on the weekend in some cases, saw rain exceeding the annual average rainfall. It was a similar situation in neighboring Algeria, with bridges and train lines also damaged. The government has sent thousands of civil protection and military officers to help emergency response efforts and assist people trapped in their homes. Rescue efforts continue in both countries.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, 89 minutes winning goal scored by Mudathir Yahya Abassi revived Taifa Stars' position to qualify for the CAF African Cup of Nations 2025 as it defeated Guinea by 2-1. Abassi converted the ball into the net after the Guinea goalkeeper failed to clear the strong shot from Faisal Salum.
Chuma ndani ya kamba, goalkeeper alisimama vile vile kama anaongozwa Sala. Yatoba hakukuwa na nafasi ya kufanya chochote, aliupungia tu kwa mkono wa kushoto kama na waga bye bye. No way, no point of return, hakuna kwa kutokea. Wapo kwenye pressure kubwa, they are dissolved into molten magma. Moja wahed.
Man of the match Faisal Salumu scored equalizing goals in 61 minutes and a super strike shot outside of the penalty area after Mohamed Bayo put Guinea ahead as he scored a leading goal at 57 minutes. Taifa Stars cruise into a second position with 4 points in Group H, while DRC Congo sits on top of the table with 6 points after 2 game victories. And that is sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let us take a look at the weather update for the next 24 hours.
Hello, this is 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Starting from tonight, 9 p.m. Wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 kilometers per hour over Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Nyasa. And the state of the lake is expected to be moderate. For northern coast, wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 kilometers per hour, while for southern coast, wind is expected to flow at the speed of 20 kilometers per hour, and the state of the sea is expected to be slight to moderate. And now let us see of the weather details, and this is what we expect for tonight. For Kagera region, we expect partly cloud condition, thunderstorms over a few areas, and the remaining part of the country is expected to be dry. And we expect cooler to colder temperatures over most parts of the country, especially over southwestern highlands, of which the lowest minimum temperature is expected to reach 10 degrees of centigrade over Njombe region. And now let us see of what we expect for tomorrow. For Kagera region, we expect partly cloud condition, thunderstorms over a few areas, and sun periods. For Tanga, Dar es Salaam, Pwani, including Mafia ices, together with Pemba and Unguja ices, we expect partly cloud condition, light rain showers over a few areas, and sun periods. And the remaining parts of the country, we expect partly cloud condition and sun periods. And now let us take a look of the next 4 days weather forecast. Dar es Salaam, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 22 degrees of centigrade. Dodoma, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 18 degrees of centigrade. Mbeya, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 14 degrees of centigrade. Mwanza, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 18 degrees of centigrade. Kilimanjaro, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 19 degrees of centigrade. Morogoro, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 19 degrees of centigrade. Arusha, we expect sun periods with minimum temperature of 15 degrees of centigrade. And that's all for today. Make sure to catch up again tomorrow. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Mariam Faris. Bye-bye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.
TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.
Wekeza Tanzania.